everybody, and welcome back to Minecraft Forge modding tutorials. Today we're going to be going over custom liquids, just basically how to make them and how to put them in a bucket. We're not going to go over generating them in the world today, but we'll worry about that later on. So let's get started, shall we? So we got to start here. We're going to be in our main file here, and we got to define a few things. So I'm just looking at my I actually coded this like a week and a half ago, and I forgotten pretty much, but we'll be fine. So we're gonna go down to where we put our shack ore, and we gotta define a few things. So public static block, and we're just gonna call it red fluid block. Okay, so there you go, that's in there. Fantastic. And now we're going to scroll down a little bit farther below our red arrow, and we're going to create a new heading or a new comment, define fluids. So you have the fluid itself, and then you have the fluid block. You got to have both of these. So it's public static item. Fluid, red fluid. So we're going to go with, for a name, of course, you got to import fluid. So import that as per usual, as we've done in any other video that we've ever done. We've done a fair few, so we got that bunch. So now we are going to go into our I've been calling them settings for the past little bit, but it's actually initializing them. Is what this really should be called, not what we're calling it now. That's not technically right. So right up at the top here, below our events, we're going to put in two things here. We're going to initialize the fluid, initialize fluids, and then we're going to register the fluids. So register fluids. Okay. Those are the two things we're going to do. So we're going to start with the registration. So it's red, or with the initialization, I guess. So it's red fluid is equal to new fluid, and we're just going to give it a name of red fluid, and then we're going to go put it in the wrong spot, and we're just going to go set block ID. Alright, that's another thing that we have to set up at the top here. Sorry about that. So up at the top here, we got to set a variable with our fluid ID. The reason why we're doing this is the block and the fluid have to have the same ID. So if we just create a variable with this ID, then if we want to change it, we can easily just change it right at this point instead of having to change it multiple times throughout the code. So we're going to go public static final int, and we're just going to call it red fluid ID, and we're going to make it equal to 1030. So now we're going to go back down here to our registration, which is right here. Take out block and replace that with red fluid ID, and then bam. So let's see, scroll down, and now we gotta register the fluid. So we're gonna go fluid registry dot register fluid dot register fluid, and we're just gonna put in that variable that we created, or that created for the fluid, which is red fluid, and we're going to continue on. Alright, so that's done. Now we can concentrate on the block. We got everything for the actual fluid itself finished. Now we can work on the fluid block. So we put that down below shack ore. So we're going to do the same thing here, of course. So we're going to go red fluid block, is what we called it, and we're going to make it equal to new block red fluid. And basically just got to give it an ID, which is going to be that red fluid ID. Fluid ID, there we go. And set on localized name, and yeah, so set unlocalized name, and we can go red fluid block. There we go. Semicolon on the end, and we're pretty much done. You know, we gotta do the basic stuff as we do for every block and every item that we have. Remember the last time we did switch out these functions. So we created a function that basically had this code here in it, and we were able just to use this one line to do both of those. So we're just going to copy that. I'm going to go red fluid block and give it a name, which is going to be red fluid. Red fluid. All right. So now we're going to go back up to that line. We have that block ID, and we are going to create that right now. If I didn't press random characters, create that class, and we're going to create it in a new package. Actually, no, we're going to keep it in the block package. Keep it. Yeah. All right. So this class is going to have to extend block fluid classic. Block fluid classic. Blasic, not Blasic, it's classic. There we go. Import that, and then add the constructor as per usual. Now for this here, I did something a little bit different, and I forget what I did. Okay, so we're gonna go to our Finder here. I've set up my computer differently now. This is actually a new installation. So we're going to go into Redstone Tutorial. This is where I put it. Source, Minecraft, Assets, Redstone Tutorial, Textures, Blocks. Now, is it in here? Shit, it's not. Alright, I wouldn't have put it in there. Damn it. Okay. Well, we'll work at this. So the way I'm going to show you right now is going to be using the default water textures, and then basically just modifying the color. Now, yes. I know how we do this. We're going to type this out the way I had it, and then we're going to modify it to work with our custom block. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to type this dot set. We're going to set the creative tab, and we actually don't have to do this. We can just go set creative tab and set it to redstone main. And actually, it should be a capital R. Redstone main dot red tab is where we're going to put it. Semicolon at the end. Fantastic. So we're done in there. Actually, it's giving us errors there, so we can change our. We're going to get rid of this fluid and this material in here, and we're just going to have them right here. So we're just going to change fluid to redstone main dot red fluid, and material is going to change to material dot water. Water. There we go. Fantastic. So now we're fine. Now we're done in there. So now the only thing we have to do is the texturing. So we're going to do this the normal way, and then I'm going to show you a different way of doing it. So we're going to at side only. Now some of you may say, "Oh, you don't have to use at side only." Well, for now, for this we are going to use at side only. I do know that there is other ways of setting textures now, but we're going to continue doing it this way for water at least, because it's an animated texture. Not sure how animated textures work with that new system. So for now, we're going to leave it the way it is. So we need side and int meta. So basically, I'm not sure if I've mentioned this before. Basically, what we're working with here when we're making reference to the inside and in meta. Basically, what we're getting is metadata for the block. So right now we're going to return block dot water moving dot get icon and side and meta. Okay, it's basically the metadata for the block. And then we can have a color override, but we're not gonna. I will show you that if you want to have it this way. So you can go at override, and then public int color multiplier, and we're gonna get as parameters iBlock access, and we're just gonna iBlock access. And then we're going to give it int x, int y, and int z. Okay. Have to import iBlock access. Now it's going to complain because we don't have a return statement. Now we're just going to return. Now for hex values, so this is string, what we're returning is 8 digits long. So for hex, you got to put 0x. And then the color code. So we're going to put FF1234, which is color red in hex. What is it complaining about right now? Did I spell that? Maybe I spelled it wrong. Yeah, I just spelled color multiplier wrong. There we go. So I'll say use this to set color of water. Now the only problem with just doing it this way is when you actually have the block in your inventory, the texture of it is still just going to be the normal blue water because it's not because it's still using that water icon or that water texture, but it's just when it's placed, we're putting a different color on it, which it looks fine, but we are going to do something different for this. So we're going to go into this water moving thing here, and we're going to find out what the hell this is for, what the hell this is doing. So we got to go into block fluid to get this. So basically we're going in there and we're getting this get icon method. So we're going to go grab that from, so we're going to not search, not there. We're going to find get icon. So we want this function. Okay, so we're going to bring that into our code right here. Actually, I'm going to put it above. Right there. So now it's going to give us some errors. Rename method get icon. Why are we doing? Oh, because we already got that method. Right. Okay. I'm not thinking today. So we just want to get this here. We're going to put this in here. Instead of par1, we're going to put side, and it's here. We're going to put, it's saying par blah, 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 blah. Par1 and par1. They don't really use par2 in this, which is fine. So we're going to go par, so we're going to put in side for both of these. And now we're going to have an error at this part because we need to create that variable. So we're going to look in here for the icon. And we're going to find that up at the top. So find the icon, just grab that, and bring that into our file. Put it at the very top, right there. Okay, perfect. So, but we're still not done yet. Let's go down to the bottom. So register icons, blah blah. So we got all that stuff. But now we need these last two functions right here. And we're going to go over here. So we got that get icon. We're going to replace this color multiplier now with these two. And I'm just going to get rid of these comments to kind of tidy up the code a little bit. So you see we're going to register the icon. Now we can pretty much get rid of all of this except for one of them. So we can get rid of this and that, actually. And then we can get rid of this like that. Since we're not going to have multiple different types of blocks using this code, we're just going to be doing it for the one. We can do this. But if you're going to have, you can basically create one of these files for all the different, for all of your different fluids, and use the same file for them all, in which we will go over after of creating multiple fluids, and we will modify this file to work with that as well. So for now, we just got to change this. So lava still and lava flow. So we're going to go redstone main dot, actually no, redstone main colon, and then we're just going to go red fluid underscore still, and we're just going to copy this, paste it over here, and change that to flow. Okay. It's pretty easy to figure out. Now this bottom statement, we can kind of modify this one right here in this get fluid icons. So water still, okay, so we're gonna go red fluid still in there. We want to get the icon 0. Just static. Okay. There we go. And then blah 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 par 0 string is water flow. We want this to be red fluid flow. Yes, red fluid flow would be correct. And then we gotta change this again. Actually, that might be going for doing, because we already got still and flow. I think the icon thing is kind of referring to it's referring to what am I trying to say here? It's referring to let's see, where did I? We could probably get rid of all of this on here. You know, and this is all testing. We can modify this later. Okay, it's not what I want to do at all. It's kind of what I want to do. If you got too many of these. So what error are we getting now? So the operator is undefined. What operator? Okay, let's see. It's the same. So the operator, oh, come on. The operator star is undefined. The argument string null. Okay, how if we do that? No, we just got this. It's getting the same error. Misplaced constructs. So I wonder if we need to have 2 there. No. Okay, so we're just going to okay, here's what I'm going to do. I still got the old video, so I'm going to pull that up over my other screen. And I'm going to come back in a second, and I'm going to have the fixed code for you. Alright, so I figured out the issue. Just me being stupid. Alright, so I forgot to keep this part here on this line. So when you put that in there, it should be right in there, like that. That's going to correct that line. So we can just delete that return statement. So that's the return statement you want. Yeah, for a second, you can pause the video, write that down, or type it down, and then, you know. Alright, so we're going to move on now. So we're going to go over here, save. That's fine. Okay, so that's basically going to do all of our texture registration. Now we just have to create these textures, which we're going to do right now. Alright, so I made up the textures. So basically what I did for the textures was I just took the default water textures and modified them. Just like did like a color tint to make them red. So they're not the best, but you know, you may put more work in there. But you can see there's all these different stages. You know, it's a big long image. You can get these from the default texture pack download, which should be still working from the first video if you don't have it already. So to get to that, we're going to go to Redstone tutorial here, and we're going to go into 1.6.4. Actually, no, we're going to go default texture pack. I'll show you where these are. So assets, Minecraft, textures, and we're going to go under blocks and then find water. So you're going to have these 4 files. You need all 4 of these. So let's put these on the desktop. And then grab them in and drag them over here. And there we go. So water flow. And there. So you got these MC meta files. We need these. At least as far as I know. So if you, let's say you change this to let's see, dragon.png. This file has to be dragon.png.mcmeta. So you gotta make sure those match up. There's one for each. If you made those, drop them into your blocks folder as we do normally. And now we can get to our code. So we're gonna go in here, and we're gonna create. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna test the game. Actually, make sure it all works. Make sure textures are working, and then after that we're gonna go and we're gonna make the bucket and make it pick up and drop our liquid. Oh, I have a crash. Where's the crash? Let's see. Register item. Oh yeah. Okay, so we go down to register item, blah blah blah. It's probably registering items. Right, that right there. Get rid of that. Go up to the top, and I need to get rid of. I did this once, and then I had to backtrack. This recording did not work, so it should go now, just fine. Boom, bam. All right, so single player. Let's just delete all these worlds. We don't need any of these worlds. No, we don't. Create new world. Fantastic. Alrighty. Let's wait for the world to load up, and then we'll move on. All right, so we're loaded right into a wall. Fantastic. And actually, this is a perfect place to plop our liquid down. So we should be able to go under. Now this is just the sword texture. I'm not sure what's going on with that. I'm going to have to look at that and fix it. So here's our red fluid with our custom texture. You can kind of see it moving there. As soon as you place it, then you can really see the line, it flowing. And it doesn't really interact with water that well, you know. See, that's a little bit broken there. But I'm pretty sure lava works well. Lava and water, you know, they screw with each other. So let's go lava. Let's drop down a lava bucket, you know. It makes cobblestone and stuff. So yeah, that's just, you know, that's just one of those things. I'm just gonna grab she might be able to use our liquid. So. There we go. Here you go. So we got our red liquid. Looks fantastic. Alright, so let's do this. So let's start by, let's go public static item red fluid bucket. And now we're going to scroll down to our items. Where are they? Here, right here. We go red fluid block, or red fluid bucket is equal to new item red fluid bucket. So we're going to call it. And we need to give it two parameters, the ID, which is going to be 1031, and what's the other line? I forget. Let's see. Right. So then we gotta go, fuck, on the wrong window. There we go. So red fluid block dot block ID. That's what we need. And now we're gonna go down to the bottom and we're gonna register this code right here. Alright, register this item. So register item red fluid bucket, and give it a name. Red fluid bucket. There we go. Registered and all ready to go. So now all we have to do is create class, and shit. We're gonna put it in .item. So we want to make this extend. Instead of item, we want item bucket. So just add bucket onto the end, not nucket, bucket. And then import. There we go. Create the constructor. Get rid of that, and all we're gonna do is set the texture name. So set texture name, and we're gonna go redstone tutorial colon red fluid bucket in my case. Now the bucket, basically what I made that texture was I just took the water bucket and modified it. Just changed the color of the water to red. So we go under items here, blah 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 blah, right here, and we find water bucket, bucket water, bucket lava, bucket water, right here. So you see, took this image here and just changed the color of the water to red. Just highlighted all these sections of blue and tinted them red, and then saved it as my texture and put it in the folder. It's all good to go. So here we go. No errors. So now at this point, if we launch the game, we're gonna have the bucket, but it's not actually gonna place or pick up our liquid. It's only gonna be there. You can right click all you want. It's not gonna do a goddamn thing. So we're gonna make that happen right now. So under events, we're gonna click right here. We're gonna create a new event here. So Minecraft Forge .event bus .register, and we're gonna register a new red fluid bucket event. Now this technically could be actually, instead of calling it that, we're gonna call it custom bucket event, because you can have multiple different buckets. You don't have to have just one. You can use this class for more than one, so we're gonna make it that way right now. I'm just gonna put it in the default in the main package, like I have with all the others. So we got a little bit of code to put in here. So we're gonna type @forge subscribe and public void on bucket fill, and then fill bucket event space event. Open up we're going to import all that stuff, so it's in there. And now item stack result is going to be equal to fill bucket event event dot world and event dot target, and so fill bucket is going to give us an error because we haven't created that function yet, or that method, which we will be creating in just a second. So we got to go if, and then with inside parentheses result is equal to null. Go out of there and then just put return in. If you do an if statement all in one line like that, it's going to work just fine. You know. And then event dot result, and it's going to be equal to result. And you can do that right below. Event dot set result, result dot allow. Bam, done that. That's portion of the code anyway. So now we've done that, we got to create this other function called fill bucket. So public void, a public item stack. And actually, we can do this like this. We can just hover over this, click create method, and it will create it for us. It will give us nice, neat parameters and things like that. So we're going to go int block ID is equal to world dot get block metadata, 3 parameters, which is going to be target dot block x, target dot block y, and target dot block z. And then save. Now you will want to copy these because we are going to be using these. We're going to be using these exact same parameters a fair bit, so you can copy those just whatever's inside the parentheses. Now if all right, let's try this again. If, and 2 sets of parentheses, if block ID is equal to redstone main dot red fluid block dot block ID, and go out of those parameters, the first set of parameters there, and world dot get block metadata, and then those parameters again. Go outside of that one is equal to 0. There we go. So we're inside of that if statement. We're gonna go world dot set block to those 3 parameters again: the block x, block y, and block z. And then we need one more 0 on the end of that. This went outside of that function. Just got to clean that up. There we go. 0 semicolon at the end of that line. Next line is return new item stack. Redstone main dot red fluid bucket, and almost done. Just gotta go else and type in return null, and we're done. So I'll be honest with you, I don't really know exactly what this code is doing, but just from my knowledge of I'm gonna take a stab at it at least. So basically what we're doing is it's checking for the block, and it's saying if the block is equal to our block and the metadata is equal to blah 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 blah, then set the block to 0, which means it's going to get rid of that block, and then it's going to give us an item of the red fluid bucket. And then I'm not sure what deals with sorry, and I'm not sure if what actually places it in this code, but this does place it as well. So if you want to have more than one bucket, you would pretty much just copy this function here, that if statement, and modify all these different statements, or you would add into this one. Yeah, you would add into this one. So you would grab this section right here, and go right here, like that. This would go on this line, and you would go like else if, and then you would if it's this bucket, if this block, then return this bucket, and so on and so forth. And I'm pretty sure everything would work properly, but we will test that later on. So let's run the game, make sure it's working. And go into our world. Yes, mismatched IDs is fine. So we're going to get rid of all this. We're going to grab a bucket of our liquid. I guess I forgot to put it in the creative tab, so I'll just search for it. Red fluid bucket right here. So there's it's under miscellaneous. So we're going to go over to a new section here. I'm just going to dig a hole, and we can just do one deep. This infinite water pool, infinite water source really isn't working with this, with the default settings for fluid, so we would have to modify that, of course, to make that work. Not game mode C, game mode S. We're gonna dig a hole, place liquid in it. So it's still got the splash of blue, which we will fix. This is more just getting it in your game, getting it working, and then you can pick it up again. See, it's giving us a water bucket for some reason. Pick that up, place its water. Son of a bitch. Yeah, why is it giving us a bucket of water? Let's see. Ugh. I'm going to copy this over from here, paste that in, and rename type. It's going to do its thing. Alright. Now let's run that again. Could have been something I mistyped, and if it works now, then I will put this event out for you guys to use. You'll be able to download this code. Okay, so let's just place this water. Now let's pick up our liquid again. Now it's giving us a red fluid bucket. So I'm not sure what I did wrong there, but I did something wrong. But now we're getting our... Oh, that's kind of weird. I didn't think it could actually do that. I wonder if you can do that with water. Let's go grab some water. See if it would replace our liquid with the water. Alright, who knew? There you go, guys. So that code will be available for you. If you have any questions, any problems with this, please visit the forum, check on there. If you're gonna find an answer, it's gonna be on there. And because these comments, they work, but it gets really confusing after a bit when we got all these people commenting, and I'm trying to keep up with the comments, and then I might forget a comment or something like that. At least if it's on the forum, it's there, and I can always easily find it. The way YouTube reminds you of of notifications really isn't the best. So that's the thing. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. See you guys in the next video, which I'm not sure what it's going to be yet. I got a few tutorials that I'm working on all the time. It may be some gameplay. I'm going to start playing Assassin's Creed Black Flag, as well as Call of Duty and Battlefield under the FMJ show. I'll be playing those in the next few weeks. At least I'll be playing them now, but I'm not sure when I'm actually going to upload them. I still need to create some assets and things like that. I've been working on it. I haven't got made yet. So enjoy your week. Enjoy your weekend. If I don't upload before the weekend, happy holidays. It's December. Only a few weeks away from Christmas now, which is I think it's absolutely fantastic. So anyway, guys, thanks for watching. See you guys in the next video.